What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Cover Price Top 10 show for February 23rd. We're here to talk the top 10 books of the week. And joining me tonight are my brothers, Izzy and Travis. Izzy, how's it going?
It's going. It's I'm buried in snow,
Yeah, dude.
and it's the fifth, and I live in the fifth floor, guys, and I'm buried in snow. That's how it's going out here. Thankfully, we have electricity, we have internet, we have comics, and we have
Yeah,
a lot
man.
of stuff to talk about because it I don't even know what this is one of those weeks, guys, where when I take it away, Travis.
He's done. He's just done with it, dude. Before we get to Travis, I do want to put emphasis on that. I've been getting so many messages from all of my, everyone we communicate with in the United States, all of my friends, etc. And I'm seeing everybody posting on social media. They got like snow at their front door coming up about like 2 feet, and they're all like, "Oh my god, this is chaos. We don't know what to do." Nah, nah, nah. And I'm there. I'm like, ah.
My car has disappeared, and I have an SUV, guys.
Yeah, dude. As a Canadian, I'm just like, eh, I mean, it's not that bad. But no, I'm kidding. I know how it can be for you guys. I was telling Travis, there was a time where he was sending me photos. I think they got like maybe 3 centimeters of snow. And he's like, dude, my whole city shut down. I'm like, bro, they would make me work overtime on that day. You know what I mean? Like, what's going on?
Yo, legitimately, we lost kids.
What?
Okay, because of the snow. There's a whole bunch of children that are missing because they're buried in the snow. Their parents can't find them. All they
Yeah,
find
yeah.
is the little pieces of hair.
You just see their gloves sticking up.
You just see their gloves like that.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. But I hope everybody's okay and doing well with this weather right now. Travis, how are you doing, sir?
I'm great. Had a great time last night hanging out with my guy. It was a good time celebrating on your channel, your 1,000 followers. So congratulations, my dude.
Thank you.
Yeah, just happy to be back. Got a cool list tonight. Different list than what we've seen as of late. And some interesting things to talk about, I'm sure. But what's up, chat? Hope you guys are ready to lock and load. I'm ready to lock and load. Let's have some fun and go through another fun list.
Does anyone else feel like Travis looks like he had a bit too much fun last night? Because I don't know. That's what I'm getting here, man.
I'm fine.
He's good. He's
Yeah,
good.
Travis.
There you go.
I'm good.
See, Izzy's always ready to take care of you. We're ready to take care of you guys as well to bring you guys the top 10 list for tonight. So let's get into it. Of course, we are looking at the top 10 books that sold throughout the entire week. Now, obviously, what are we looking at? Well, we're looking at units sold.
I know what I'm looking at.
Yeah, that's for sure. 100%. But of course, besides just that, we've got units sold. We're looking at percentage growth. We're looking at how much coin was spent on the aftermarket. So to kick it off,
And the Alexis Zerot variant. This is one of these aftermarket bumps that we're seeing here. Got a little bit of a movement. Some people are trying to move to different books. Maybe if you missed out on a book or two that we've talked about or someone has talked about at some point in time somewhere. But this is a cool one that if you see it on the shelf, it's going to be a tough one to kind of look away from. This one's really neat. It's got a very eye-catching variant here. We've got Andrew McLean working on the writing duties here, and this amazing, like I said, Alexis Zerot cover. This is really, really, really cool. So we tracked 24 copies sold of this book at a 7-day growth trend of 343%. High sell of $20 for CGC 9.8, which is No. Sorry, high sell of $20 for a raw copy here. No graded sales for no CGC sales yet. But we are seeing a current near fair market value, about $18 on this. So definitely some a nice little bump to start off with this book right out of the gate.
yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think what we're seeing right now, especially with a list like this week's list, and what really started off with Doric, we're starting to see it trickle on other books where you have new number ones coming out from lesser books that people there may be a following with the writer or the artist or whoever's doing the work, but it's not a big following. It's almost like it's very niche right now. So we're starting to see a little bit more of that, and I think it's going back to that process of we have new readers picking up new books. starting something new. They could say, you know what, this doesn't have anything behind it, so let's go ahead and pick it up, give it a shot. And I think that's what this book is. I did not get this copy. I didn't even see this copy. I looked at other books, but I didn't see this one. Lando, I heard you read it. Did you?
I did, man, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I had seen this as a Kickstarter, and on the Kickstarter, dude, like when you look at some of the art, it's again, some people might like it, some people might not, but there was like some of the art for some reason kind of reminded me of Miller, Frank Miller, and like
Interesting.
yeah, dude, like there was one cover by what was his name? I think it was something McLean. And when I had seen it, I'm like, man, it kind of like the face of the characters, like the character, one of them, like kind of reminded me of Ryu from Street Fighter, but like
Mhm.
gone totally different. Like he's got like some sword or something, and I don't know. The read for me, honestly, it didn't stick with me. It's not something that kind of blew me away. But it was very interesting. Like I said, I had seen this as a Kickstarter, and now having given this a read, it was all right. That's just my honest opinion. But clearly, what ends up happening is a lot of people, as you've seen as of late, we're seeing a lot of titles coming out where we're getting, you know, books that fly under the radar. You know that there's not too many copies being ordered by shops, etc. Kind of feel like this falls within that category here, and I think a lot of people started looking for this one. And again, on the Kickstarter, this was fulfilled over on the Kickstarter, and now obviously Image is dropping the issue number 1, so I. It's a good jumping on point. I mean, it's the number 1. It's going to be a 5-issue mini, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, I don't know. I might give the second one a read, but it didn't entirely blow me away, to be honest.
Yeah, I look at this cover, and first of all, I love the title, "Death Fight Forever," and you can hear it. Like, it is such a video game.
Yeah, it has that's what I'm saying, man. It gave me video game vibes. You know what I mean? And I love my video game books, but then after when I read it, I don't know, man. It was different. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, I think, maybe. Look, obviously, this is a striking cover. I mean, this one really stands out, right? All black background, really bright color usage here. It's really, that's a great point, Pop Baron. Those black light posters, right? It looks like that for sure. This might just be, we may be wading into by the Image number 1 territory. You know what I mean? And this might be I'm sure, like, I haven't read this yet. This might be an awesome book. I'll probably check it out at some point, but we also just we might just be wading into that territory of, hey, Image has a new number 1, go grab it.
Yeah, could be, but either way, it's got people wanting to pick one up, because at number 10 we've got Death Fight Forever number 1. This one being the Alexis Zirit variant. Top raw sale, $20 for near mint. No graded sales yet, but 7-day trend of 343%. Is we flip it back to you for number 9.
So it's not only Image books, there are other.
Nope.
I think we lost him.
He's
frozen. He totally jinxed himself with exactly what he was talking about with the snow. So we just lost him.
He got taken down by big publisher right there. All right.
Here, I'll take this one. But anyway,
go ahead.
At number 9, obviously we've got Nectar. Number 1, this one being the Chris Sheehan regular cover. Now, what we've seen here for this was a high raw sale of $45 for a near mint. There's no graded sales yet, but fair market value so far is holding at $45, and the number of copies tracked was 38. Now, what's the reason behind this? Well, there's hype that's moving swiftly, with collectors attempting to get ahead for future releases, and that is exactly what's happened here. Again, kind of feels like one of those that may have just gone right under the radar. And yeah, man, dude, it's pretty much what it feels like here. We'll give Izzy back the floor.
Where did I leave off? Because I got cut off.
I gave all the information related to the sale, but feel free to
you said there are more publishers than Image, and then Image cut your feet.
Yeah, completely. That's where you kept off.
There are other publishers than Image, but what I was saying is, and that was just weird. My computer's been doing some weird stuff today. No, but what I was saying is that the writer of the story, his name is Jeremy Robinson, and he's a prolific writer. He's written books like Project Nemesis, Beware a Monster. He's been labeled like a new generation Michael Crichton, so that's why there's some hype behind this book. It's also a Vault comic book, so the reason why this book is going for $45 is that, yeah, like Dark, like another book we're gonna talk about today, the print run is also low on this book, but it's a pre-sale. So if you go to your shop come Wednesday, it might still be there for cover price, but be careful because it's going to go out really fast based on these numbers.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that was a chick's tongue until like halfway through.
You didn't realize there was a chick there, right?
Nope. I just saw the butterflies.
It was like the Batman boots, man.
It's the Batman boots. You mean the vents above Bane? The air vents.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got a problem, guys. I don't know what's wrong with me. But my big thing, I saw this start to gain some steam, and immediately was like, okay, keep an eye out for this. Once I realized that it was nowhere to be found on the pre-order, I was like, okay, well, I'll roll the dice on Wednesday. If I get it, great. If not, great. It seems like an awesome story. It's definitely a story I want to check out. I like the premise behind it, and this cover is phenomenal. I love the color usage on this. This is really, really, really good. I hope that when they make this a trade, that they use this cover, because this is a really, really, really great cover.
I know that Suspiria did a like those black bags 18 plus mature covers, and I've yet to see that, and that's one that I definitely want to see. But yeah, dude, it sounds wild. You know what I mean? You've basically got like a monster horror story about killer butterflies, literally. It doesn't get any crazier than that. There's some really nice ratios as well for this one. I'm looking right now and I'm seeing, hold on, it goes 1 in 10, 1 in 20, 1 in 30, 1 in 40, 1 in 50. So you got 5 different ratios, and it really looks interesting.
Yeah. The 1 in 30 is like another, it kind of almost resembles the same image, but it's from a different perspective.
Yeah.
And then there's another one with because it's set in Salem, Massachusetts. So it's a little bit of that going on. There's one with a skull head, which is crazy. But there are a few out there, and yeah, there is a not safe for work variant as well for this book.
Yeah, my wife's been begging me to take her to Salem in the month of October, and that's something that we've yet to do. Have you guys ever gone?
No, we've gone to Sleepy Hollow.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they do like this little thing out there. So
no, I just getting all that weird Southern Gothic stuff, that weird wild Appalachia stuff that'll freak you out.
I mean, you don't got to take your wife to Salem for anything scary. She lives with you. Guys, at number 9, we've got Nectar. Number 1, the Chris Sheehan. Regular cover, top raw.
We need a drum snare.
I gotta give him his props on that one. That was smooth.
It was. Top raw sale, $45 for a near mint. Top graded sale, well, none yet. But a 7-day trend of a very impressive 637%. Let's flip it back to my brother Travis. Travis, what do we got next?
You have to cool it on that brother talk. All right. White Sky, number 1, blank variant, number 8, guys. We saw a top raw sell this book, $50 for a near mint blank. Oh, we are so back. Near mint fair market value, $34. We have not seen a graded sale of this yet, but we'll probably see them once they get drawn on a little bit, right? So what's the reason? All right. This is the book that that's kind of grabbing the headlines. Nectar has started to pick up some steam, but really this past week has been completely about White Sky. And this, just about every single variant of this book is booming right now. The book was already hitting $30-$40 before it ever went on sale. This one has some serious heat behind it, and the hype is real.
It's like, what would you draw on a cover that's called White Sky?
I don't even know why we're calling this a blank. This is the sky.
This is someone drew this. This is the John Cena variant.
That's pretty good, actually. That's good. Yeah, I mean, big growth trend here, obviously 501%. Look, I read this. I really enjoyed it. For those of you who haven't, I would check it out just for the read. If you can get, there is a second print coming. It's already gone to a second printing. So there's going to be opportunity to get this book. This is a cool story, and Jean-Paul Mavinga and Bill Harms are a good duo on this, and they really let the art breathe. I know, Izzy, you and I were talking about that. They let the art breathe, and the book is better for it. I think it really gives you that kind of that real post-apocalyptic vibe, and this is a cool one, and you like to see these indie books kind of take off every now and then. It's cool.
Yeah, so yesterday you guys had the privilege of speaking to Mr. Harms and talking a little bit about the story. Reading it, it does sounds like your typical post-apocalyptic Walking Dead Last of Us story, but according to the way he's putting it out, that's just what is it? That's the grab, right? Yeah. Give me a story that you're familiar with and then turn it upside its head. And that's the idea behind White Sky. We don't know exactly where this story is going to lead. The plan is it's got to lead somewhere a little different than what we know right now. Yeah. And with this story, which based on what he was saying, he does have an extended story to go with it. So this is not planned to be like a 5-issue, 6-issue mini. There's at least 30 issues that they're thinking of at least to start things off. So this could have a slow burn. Right now it's white hot, but literally. And this is the start of another series that people are going to try to see if they can pick up and read. And if they don't get a chance to read it, then read it digitally if you can. Just to, I think it helps writers and artists when you read their books, because again, I think the best part about all of this that we're going through is that people are giving books a shot. It's not about a nice cover, even though we'll have 1 or 2 of those in this top 10. It's about having a story on top of that, and I think that's a good sign. You know what I mean? And I think if that's how this list is going to be for the next couple of weeks, I'm all for it, man.
Yeah, we're getting to spotlight some really interesting and kind of diverse stories, and this is definitely one that, while there is some definite hype, and folks are going to say what they're going to say about the hype behind these, I get it. If you're reading the story, I get the hype. It's cool. It's a cool story. I enjoyed the heck out of it.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. You guys made a reference to it, but yes, last night we did have William Harms on our show, and we got to talk, myself and Travis, with him, and it was a great discussion. But I will save what I have to say about this book for later on in the show, because we will talk about other covers as well. But ironically, guys, that dork blank did some numbers. Now we're seeing White Sky as a blank doing some numbers. The people are liking blank covers again. And it is so cool to see, because at number 8...
I've always liked blank covers.
When you got bros like Izzy out here just ripping up blank covers left and right and just throwing some absolute heat out into the ether, it's hard not to like blank covers, Izzy.
Yeah, man. Exactly. That's fair. Number 8, White Sky. Number 1, the blank variant. Top raw sale, $50 for a near mint. No graded sales yet, but a 7-day trend of 501%. What do we got at number 7?
At number 7, we got another fan favorite artist returning to the list. It's Jay Gonzo variant with Death to Pachuco. That's right. We got a Spanish book. I'm happy about that one. High raw sales of $25. We don't have any graded sales at the moment. We have a fair market value about $21, and we tracked 21 copies. Again, it's another Day of the Dead variant done by the Chicano artist Jay Gonzo. We have a 7-day trend of 450 copies. Another book that was sitting in the shelves waiting to be picked up on Wednesday, and the people grabbed this book. That's why you're seeing this book at $25. This book is another one of those books from that list, but this was more, I think this is more about the cover than anything, because we are in issue 5 of this story. I look at this one and all I'm thinking to myself, man, and throwing me back to the 90s, man, give me some Jim Carrey, The Mask. That's all I'm seeing in my head. Jim Carrey's The Mask is back, baby.
what was that song when he's singing in the club and everything's going down? Doesn't he say, "Hey, Pachuco"?
Yeah, he does. They do.
There
That's
you go.
true. Yeah, I'm loving the Jay Gonzo love that we're getting. The dork cover was fantastic, and definitely had to think that it's bleeding over into this a little bit, and it's so cool. Um, these covers always reminded me of did anybody ever play Grim Fandango? Such a good game. It had this. It was the design of this art always makes me think of Grim Fandango. It was so cool.
Yeah. Dude, I agree with you, man. Obviously, that door cover definitely did some numbers, and the Gonzo covers. I mean, Gonzo's been on the list several times, guys. In the last couple of months, we see him time and time again make his appearance. But one thing he's notorious for, and somebody said it here in the chat, baby, the sugar skulls, and I love seeing them. I absolutely love seeing them. Every time I see Gonzo, post something over on his social Instagram, etc., I'll comment and be like, dude, this is tattoo worthy, man. Like, I would totally get this tattooed. And I think that is something that I would definitely ask Gonzo to do. Like, dude, sketch me something on like the tattoo paper type thing so I can get this done. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I want to get that done. But I don't know if you guys saw Jay Gonzo's Instagram. He actually posted that somebody was selling dork metal prints, and apparently it was limited to
They were
six, whatever. But it was a fake, dude.
It was
And just to show you the extremes that some people go to, man. Definitely, be cautious out there, guys. Do your homework before you buy absolutely anything, because
He's like, I saw this post. He was like, "What's COA? Where did he get the
Yeah.
COA?"
I don't know who this is.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the first thing
I do love I do love that response. The just the flat out saying, "What's COA?"
literally
Great.
Yeah, but I love the reference to the mask. I love this cover. It's really nice. And of course, we get a nice Gonzo cover at number 7, Death to Pachuco. Number 5, Jay Gonzo variant, top raw sale, $25 for a near mint. No graded sales yet, but a 7-day trend of 450%. Crazy, guys, how the top 10 so far has been taken over by new books that have just released. Travis, what do we got at number 6? I hate how this fell on you.
Yeah, dog. Another new book. Star Wars number 10. This is the JTC John Tyler Christopher action figure variant. We've seen these plenty of times. For anybody that grew up in the ye old 90s and saw these things sitting on the shelf all the time. These are great. These are great variants. We saw a high raw sale of this book for $60 with 15 total copies tracked. Apparently, this one was allocated, I believe, pretty heavily.
Yeah.
And is not an easy one to get a hold of at the moment. So big growth trend. Like I said, if you guys have seen any of the classic Star Wars figures, this is not this one kind of it hits all the right notes. These variants are fantastic. And this is not a rabbit hole I've gone down as a collector, but it's one that I could see myself going down as a collector very easily.
Dude, I come across these very often, man. Very often. And not just on the Star Wars front. Like, there's many other ones as well, and they are very tempting to pick up, man.
Like the DC superpower ones are always fun to see. The classic Toy Biz ones. Like, I have a few here and there. I'm not a big collector of the action figure covers myself, but every so often there's one that just stands out that you're like, "Aw," and it just brings you back. So there is a little bit of some nostalgic to it. And JTC, you got to give credit to the guy who does these. He does some phenomenal work with these to make them look exactly the way they should, to the point that you even get the little sticker. The little sticker. Come on, man. Like, what store is this from? Is this like KB Toy Store?
KB Toys was the first thing I thought of.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's like, give me that. I love that. I love just that detail that you just throw in there. It's like, yeah, it looks like the action figure. But wait, we're throwing the sticker too. So,
I mean, that's identical.
A lot of fun in there.
That's identical to the KB Toy sticker, 100%.
I miss that store.
Yeah.
I want to give a shout out to Lefteros. He was actually one that spoke to me about this one and told me, like, dude, this one's doing numbers right now based on obviously some of the stuff that we just discussed. But yeah, man, it is very impressive on how many copies have moved within the last 7 days. And it's I, again, a rabbit hole I've avoided for the longest time, and I'm going to continue to avoid. Although it would be fun to kind of troll my kids, you know what I mean? Like, just put these on the wall and be like, "Hey guys, look, check these out." They're gonna think it's toys. They get to the wall and they're like, "Oh, Dad, seriously,
You know
man?"
your
Again?"
kids are gonna be looking at this guy. We don't want those old toys, Dad. We want the new toys.
Nah, dude, my kids geek out over these things as well, which I'm happy about. But it would be fun to troll them with. But at number 6, we got Star Wars 10, the John Tyler Christopher action figure variant, top raw sale, $60 for near mint, no graded sales yet, 7-day trend of 934%. Wow. Guys, we're at the halfway mark. There's 123 of you watching live. Make sure to hit the like, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and if you're catching the replay, comment below. Let us know what you guys think of tonight's list. Let's keep it rolling. Number 5. What do we got?
This is the one.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I read this and I was like, I have no idea what's going on with this story, or fact, I don't know what's going on. But let's go ahead and talk about number 5, the Florida hippopotamus cocaine massacre. Number 1, we're looking at the Marica Andolfo variant. We have a top raw sale of $60 near mint, top graded sale of $60 at 9.8 with a 7-day trend of 622%. The fair market value of this book is actually $36, and we tracked about 43 copies. If you didn't get White Sky, you might have picked this one up from Mad Cade Studios. And when you read it, you said to yourself, you must be on cocaine if you're reading this story, because this story is so bonkers. You know what I mean? It's like, it's starting the stories, because we haven't even got to the hippopotamus on cocaine. Spoiler alert: we didn't even get to that part in the story. We got the build up to the story, but it has a little political satire to it. It's set in the 80s, so there's a lot of stuff going on in that time. So you're thinking about the cartel, and it's absolutely a comedy. This is a straight up comedy, but I'm reading this thing, and as I'm reading this thing, I'm like, what the hell am I reading? And I don't even know where I'm going with this thing. So this does have it's definitely it's going to be a cult book. This is definitely for those guys who just, this is their thing, man. And I'm all for it. It's hilarious. It's not like Cocaine Bear, but these are cocaine hippopotamus, and that's that Coke 45, baby.
The chat is killing me right now.
Yeah, this is great. This is great. Yeah, I missed this one. But I have heard some hilarious things about it. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to read it. I don't know that I'm gonna be able to track one of these bad boys down in a price range I'm comfortable with now. But it seems to be very, very, very cool. I told you guys backstage that all I can think about, and only like, I'm sure somebody in the chat's gonna get the reference, but every time I read it, I just went, hey, yeah, that's awesome. That's super cool. How
can you edit this book though?
You just gotta let it ride.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out how you edit. Oh, by the way, the artwork in the book is beautiful. It has this nice little kind of like Ren and Stimpy kind of vibe to it. A little bit of Johnny Bravo, like it's all over the place. It's definitely a fun book. I do want to read issue 2. It's to the point that you got me. I don't know where this is gonna take me, but you got me. You know what I mean?
Yep. No, it's definitely hey, it's the thumbnail tonight. I mean, what's not to love? But yeah, I'm excited about checking it out. I'm probably gonna have to get it on if it hits another printing, or get it digitally or something like that. But yeah, it's definitely one that it with a name like this, you almost kind of have to read it. You know what I mean? Like, there's no way I can not just read this book in some way, shape, or form. It's called freaking Florida Hippopotamus Cocaine Massacre.
Yeah, dude, it's awesome, man. You're bringing up the interiors, man, and I'm actually looking at it right now, and I agree with you, man. It is such a ride. It's so much fun. And one thing that the chat is saying here is that, like, based on the name alone, they stocked up on this. Now I'm kicking myself for not picking up the Mirka cover here because it's awesome. It's
It is a
great.
great cover.
Mirka definitely knows how to like put out covers where you get a gorgeous woman on it, etc. But like went out of the box here in the middle of the mouth of this hippopotamus. The name, I agree with you guys, man. It was totally it's gonna grab your attention. It's gonna
Yeah.
grab your attention.
No.
I feel like I might have to create some Canadian version and call it like the quadruple M, like I don't know, the Montreal Moose Marijuana Massacre. You know what I mean? Like we're gonna
So
just put a
so
random name.
just to share a little bit, I told you guys a little bit about there's a drug lord in this story, and he puts Kingpin to shame on his size. Let's
Yeah,
just say
dude.
that much. He puts Kingpin to shame on his size. And the story starts off with the first lady telling you not to do drugs while she has a bottle of liquor and a cigarette on the other.
Yeah, it's honestly it's a wild ride. I'm just
It
browsing
really is.
browsing through it. I saw so many people posting the cover A on social media, and everybody was talking about that one, and I didn't see much of the Mirko one. So seeing this one being the one that moved a lot on the aftermarket is rather impressive. I really thought we would be talking about that cover A
Well, we
right
will.
now. Oh, I know we will, but what I was saying is like I really thought the cover A would have done more, but this is very impressive for the Mirko one. And as we said, we will get to the cover A. But at number 5, we've got the Florida Hippopotamus Cocaine Massacre. Number 1, the Mirka Andolfo variant, top raw sale, $60 for a near mint. We got a graded sale of a 9.8 at $60. Bang! What a win right there.
Winner.
7-day trend of 622%. Let's take a break from all this fun here with Florida's having way too much fun. But at number 4, what do we got?
White Sky is back again. White Sky number 1. This is the Luana Vecchio variant. Such a good variant, guys. This is the 1 in 25. We saw a top raw sale of this book for $250 in a near mint plus, with a top graded sale of $200 for a 9.8. So once again, those graded sales, someone's winning. Someone's winning on these graded sales. There always seems to be one of those. A 7-day trend on this of 318%. Look, this is all the hype right now, right? It's the big one, and I like this cover a lot because we get kind of a whole we see everything on this cover, right? Like the main points of this first issue are all right here, and it's all really cool, really interesting. It is very unusual from what we've seen typically with some post-apocalyptic stories, and yeah, this is a great cover. And Vecchio is always there's always going to be some eye-popping covers from Vecchio, and so very cool to see the work here on White Sky, and to see it kind of pop off with all the other variants of White Sky. It's very cool.
Yeah. So when I was at the shop on Wednesday, I was at Midtown early in the morning, 8 o'clock. People are grabbing White Sky comics because they sell them for cover price there. This one was on the shelf because it's a 1 in 25. And this was gone immediately. It was immediately gone. And the book going for 250, 200, 9.8. That's probably, I'm pretty sure that's pre-sale rather than the actual sale.
Yeah.
That cover, you said it best, Vecchio. What she did here is pretty much she's giving you the story more so than the other covers tell the story. This one's actually telling you the story. The story is about the girl, Violet, and what the story is going to be about. Not saying much about it other than this is what we're going to be looking into. So it's a beautiful cover. I think it's a great cover. I'm looking forward to reading the other issues. I really am.
Yeah, The chat is killing me because we're still on the moose and
Oh, they're just coming up
Flora.
with new names for your version of the book.
I love it. Yeah, I love it. I think we have a new name, which we'll talk about once we get to the cover A. But Luana Vecchio on White Sky, dude. Luana Vecchio definitely caught my attention when it came to books like Doll Parts. You got Lovesick, etc. Unfortunately, a lot of people with those titles that I just mentioned, I was hearing great things about Doll Parts, man, and I got into that way too late. Um, it is what it is, but I know that when it comes to Luana Vecchio, there's a cover that's actually just passed on FOC for Tigress Island. I don't know if you saw that one. I think that one is one to definitely keep an eye out for. But White Sky itself, this 1 in 25, you guys summed it up rather well. When it comes to this cover, yes, these are pretty much the main characters, the main things that are going on. When we were talking last night with William Harms, man, he was telling us, some of the inspiration from this. There's a cool little letter at the end of this book
Mhm.
where he dives into what inspired him, and obviously there's a lot of pulls here from like The Last of Us, and he openly said it. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it definitely took inspiration from there, but. He mentions in the letter at the end that there was a particular dream that he had years ago that kind of resonated with him, and this is what inspired him to really move forward and write such a title. And obviously we asked him about that dream, and he said it's something that he keeps very personal to him and he has never shared with anyone. So we'll see if ever he does end up mentioning that. But it was a very fun conversation. I thought the book is great. Is some people loved it, some people hated it. I saw online, some people were like, I don't think it's totally worth what it is. I think it's worth whatever you're willing to pay. In theory, guys, I
It's
enjoyed it.
definitely a first issue. It's a first issue read, right? It's
Yeah,
it's a world building read.
and and it was easy. It was an easy
Yeah,
first read.
it's not like the greatest read you've ever had. It's it's planting the seeds. That's all the read is. It's planting the seeds of what you're about to get, what this story is going to be. Obviously, like most stories, that it'll pick up in time, so we have to go for the ride. It's you know what I mean. It's
Oh,
the first
absolutely,
act, guys.
absolutely. Dude,
Relax. The first act. Let the book ride.
yeah, but I enjoyed it. The first read was very very good, and I'm happy that we have our brother right here, DJ Robot, bringing up a great point here. David Lepage is saying the
Mhm.
writer has a large video game following. That would explain some of the bump. To
Yep.
give you guys a little more information, when we were talking with him last night, he's worked on titles for video games like Infamous, even Mafia 3, which is available on PlayStation 5 if you guys want to play that. I'm sure everybody's very familiar with Infamous from back in the day, but definitely has some big titles under his belt when it comes to the
Yeah.
video game world. And I'm excited, man, to see where this is going. He told us that he was just wrapping up writing issue number 5 when he hopped on the show, and so I'm curious to see how far this is going to go. Right now it looks like it's just going to keep rolling, and we're just going to have to buckle up and see where this goes.
Yeah.
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 I'm excited.
Same. And so are some other people, because number 4 this week, guys, we've got White Sky number 1, the Luana Vecchio variant, which is a 1 in 25 ratio. Top raw sale, $250 for a near mint plus, and the graded 9.8 copy comes in $50 cheaper at $200. 7-day trend of 318%. The sky is going to remain white for now, guys, because we've got another White Sky at number 3.
And as you said it, at number 3 is the Eliza Izanova variant. This is the cover B. And this is the other book that's telling a little bit about what they're running away from. So we got a top raw sale of $59 near mint, top graded sale of $60, 9.8. We have a 7-day trend of 818%. We tracked 110 copies. This book is already going for about $38 in the fair market value at this moment. But as you could see from the image here, it's a deformed Slimer that's chasing them. That's what it looks like to me.
Yeah,
But
I could see it.
doesn't it look like Slimer? Like Slimer really got he was reading that Florida book, and he decided he wanted some. But in all fairness, um, I like this cover too. I like the fact that there's not as many variants. You know what I mean? I know there's going to be some retailer variants because that's obvious and stuff like that. But the reality is, this book actually has 4 variants in total, like standard variants, and I like that. I like it small.
Yeah.
Let the story do the work. And as we said before, and as some of the people in the chat already mentioned, we have a writer who has a following from the video game industry. So this was not a random book, as some people thought it was. It wasn't random, and neither was Dork. Dork wasn't as random as people think it was. It was, they have a following, they have people that follow them. So when people found out that there's a comic book by the writer, then people said, you know what, let's pick it up. And those same people are the ones that are coming to the shops buying these books in advance, probably FOCing them as well to get these books. So it's a Venn diagram, really. Video games, comic books, and wrestling. That's what we all love, guys. So I can't wait to get my WWE comic book.
I think I totally missed Izzy's joke, by the way. I don't think it was intentional, so I apologize if I completely missed that. But yeah, dude, I'll let Travis take it away before I say my part. But yeah.
No, Travis got it. He got it. He understood what I said. I said it was Slimer.
It's pretty great. No, it's good. I can see it.
You can see the Slimer, right?
I can see it. Yeah, for sure.
He is a ghost, right?
It's like Slimer and the like a sandworm.
That's right.
Yeah.
No,
this is pretty. Like I think the Vecchio. If I pick a favorite, I think the Vecchio is probably my favorite. I do like the cover A too. But this one's cool, and I agree with you though. I like the limited variants. I know that we'll probably get more. I know that's probably going to happen, and that's fine. But I like the initial wave of limited variants right off the jump. Just give us 3, 4, and one of them being a ratio, and then just roll, right? Like just let that be it for a while. Let it breathe. You know what I mean? And I think it makes these variants more prominent, because I think it can get we talk about variants all the time, and it's so easy to get lost in the shuffle. Which variant do I want? Do I want exclusives? Do I not? And there's a market for all of that, but I think keeping it kind of compact and focused on just a handful of variants with really good artists is just that's my jam, without a doubt. I love it.
Yeah, and sometimes even when there's no ratio chase for certain books, it's just it's awesome. Like you said, you have a very few select variants, and the variants that were available for this one, there was a lot of great ones. Obviously, you have 3 good ones that are 3 great ones, and then you've got the blank.
Well, that's great too, man.
It is. But for myself, it's mostly the read carries. Well, like we were saying even before going live, the artwork within the book, man, like especially when the ghosts arrive and everything starts to happen and unfold, that's when I'm like, wow, this art is really, really standing out, and I loved every second of it. So I'm on board for this one, guys. Before we move forward to number 2, I have to bring this up because Slay 123 DTI, yes. I stole his money, and I had a great lunch with it last week. No, I'm gonna be honest with you. You could even ask the guys when we were signing off is when I caught it, and I felt absolutely horrible. So I promise you.
And I kept digging in too. I would not stop making him feel bad about that.
We were punching him off of it. It was like, he was crying.
I ended the show and I was backstage like, oh my God, I feel so bad right now. What do we do? I don't even know what's his Instagram. How can I message him? What can we do? But I promise you we'll answer this question at the end of the list, and we are very close to that. Because guys, at number 3, we've got White Sky. Number 1, the Eliza Ivanova variant. Top raw sale, $59 for near mint. Top graded sale, $60 for a 9.8. Only $1 more, guys. 7-day trend of 818%. Let the party begin again. What do we got at number 2?
I don't know, some book about a cocaine hippo. No, it's the Florida Hippopotamus Cocaine Massacre #1. This is the cover A, ladies and gentlemen. I love this. This is so cool. This is the James Edward Clark cover, and we saw a top raw sale. This book $60 for a near mint, and a top graded sale of nothing because we didn't have one. So 737%, 7-day growth trend. About a fair market value, about $41, but a total number of copies of this sold 102 bucks. 102 books. I said bucks. My God. So yeah. So we've talked about this, and we've talked about the adventure of everything that Izzy discussed earlier. I don't know how much more I can add to this, having not read this yet, other than the fact that this cover is the one that immediately made me be like, all right, I think I missed the train, guys. I kind of want this book.
This cover says it all, man. Look at that hair.
I mean, it's like, this is just like Fear and Loathing in a comic book cover. I mean, it's insane. It's just wild.
Laser drug force, man. The laser drug force in the Florida Hippopotamus Cocaine Massacre.
Izzy, I'm sure there was a point in time in your life where you did have hair like that. Maybe you woke up with hair like that.
What?
Come on.
That's the Ace Ventura, baby.
It's wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful. We said it before. I'm gonna say it again, man. It is a wild ride for the first issue. That, like, now after having gone through the first issue, I want to pick up the rest now. Like, I'm on board. It's just absolute madness. Now I saw the chat talking about the name being the main pickup. We made reference to a possible Canadian version. I'm all for Maple Moose Marijuana Massacre. Let's do this. I'm in. If you guys want to put this out there, we have the editor in the chat. We can make this happen. But yeah, it's wickedness, man. And you know what? If you guys do get a chance to give this a read, comment below. I'd love to know what you guys think of such an issue, and of course with this amazing title of a book. We've got at number 2, guys, the Florida Hippopotamus Cocaine Massacre. Top raw sale, $60 for near mint. Top graded sale, none yet. Could you imagine the remarks, bro? My mind is going wild with ideas.
I want a blank so bad of this.
It's gotta happen, man. It's gotta happen.
It'll be incredible.
Yeah. There is another cover that we haven't talked about. There is the second printing actually looks pretty cool too. But there's a a Slabatus comic limited to 30 copies. You got to see the image. So let me see if I could get this image out so you can see it. Because now this is a cover that I promise you, once you see it, you know exactly what I'm going to be talking about when I show it to you. So let me just get the screenshot here so I can show it to you guys here.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. So, by the way, the editor in the chat, to James Emmett, is saying that he's gonna let Fred know about the name. James.
Oh man, this is the you're gonna want this cover when you see it. Okay, it's ready for you to present it, Lando.
But I gotta tell James, my mind, trust me, is going wild with ideas. If ever you want, hit me up. I would be happy to contribute. But yes, let's see what this looks like very quickly. So here we go. Boom. No, Scarface, don't do this to me.
This is Scar Hippo, man. What are you talking about?
That is amazing.
That's insane.
I love this.
So this is amazing.
I love it.
It's coming out of his nostrils, man.
So good. This is so good. Montreal Marijuana Moose Mishap. Okay. Love it. Yo, we've got some good names here. Great cover, man.
That is so cool, man. I love it, man. Yep. The Scarface. This is gonna be a C2E2 exclusive.
I love it. Yeah, I do.
It's fantastic.
So oh my good. God, I would kill to have that thing. Just to have it, just to talk about it. You know what I mean?
It's crazy times. But at number 2, guys, the Florida Hippopotamus Cocaine Massacre #1, James Edward Clark, regular cover here, top raw sale, $60 for a near mint, 7-day trend of 737%. What do we got, Izzy, at number 1?
the book that everybody's been trying to get this week, and that is the number one cover A of White Sky #1. This is the cover A by Jean-Paul Malavia. It's the regular cover. We have a top raw sale of now going for $55, but check this out. We already have top graded sales going for as high as $180 at a 9.8. Fair market value of this book is currently at $42 with 484 copies being tracked. We have a 7-day trend of 440%. This book is on fire right now, and as we say, it's white hot. And this is the one that kicked it off. This is the one that was on the shelves. This is the one that disappeared. This was the first one that people grabbed, and it shows in the numbers. $180 at 9.8, and the book's only been out for 6 days.
Yeah.
It's got the heat, man. It's got the heat. Slade mentioned, and I know we're gonna answer Slade's question a little bit later, but Slade said does seem like a copy of The Walking Dead. There's that draw. Even in the way the cover A looks, it looks very similar to some older Walking Dead, covers from the early part of that run. Look, post-apocalyptic. We've been there. We've seen that, and like Bill Harm said, that's the draw. It's something familiar, but once you get there is when things kind of shift. And definitely a great read. Definitely worthy of the #1 spot this week, I think. I mean, we only report the sales data, right? So we don't control what ends up at #1, but I have no problem saying like, hey, this is a book that absolutely well worth the #1 spot this week after all the sales on the aftermarket. It's really got some serious juice.
Yeah. No, definitely. I'm happy you bring that up because obviously, we appreciate everybody who tunes in to hear what we've got to say about books, but by no means do we tend to manipulate or influence anyone's, decisions, etc. We're all grown adults. You guys can make the decision yourself once you get to the cash or checkout on eBay, whatever it may be. But for myself, I agree with you, Travis. When it comes to the idea and somebody bringing up Walking Dead, obviously, when you think post-apocalyptic, you think zombies, your mind is already going to that direction of Walking Dead. It was such a big hit. Dude, I remember watching that on AMC every Sunday with my wife at her apartment. This is back when we were dating, and like this was routine for us. That's something that we did all the time. And then shortly after Negan showed up, the show just went completely off the rails.
Yeah, it got tough there after that. But it was a phenomenon, and it's always a draw for people. I think The Walking Dead. I mean, the book was fantastic, and the show was fantastic. It really was, and Izzy's so tired of us talking about post-apocalypse. He just
the snow. It's all the white sky. Apparently, all the ghosts are here in New York City. That's what's happening.
Apparently, the white sky is right above you where you're at.
Yo, dude, after I read this book, man, I did look at the sky. It was white.
Yeah. That's exactly what you're experiencing. But what I was trying to say is that obviously our mind goes to Walking Dead, and Last of Us actually managed to stand out in a crowd that is filled with a lot of post-apocalyptic zombie type stories, and we've even gotten so many video games of such, right? Dude, Dead Rising, I can go on forever. There's so many video games or books related to such, but now White Sky kind of changing it a little bit. Don't forget, we just got Bleeding Hearts as well that dropped, and Bleeding Hearts is very, again, post-apocalyptic, 10 years after the zombies have taken over. But there's a nice change to the story that kind of feels unique. You know what I mean? It feels different. And now we get to White Sky, where we get shades of that. We get to the obviously Walking Dead, we get The Last of Us, but the story here is now you're seeing ghosts, you're seeing spiritual things, you're seeing a lot of that happen. The routine that Violet ends up doing, or that main character there, the daughter, when things start to take off and ramp up, there's a lot of action happening within the book, performs whatever she has to perform, and then you start seeing, okay, I get the idea of what kind of book we're getting. This is not a zombie type book. We're seeing more ghosts than anything, and it's more on that level of post-apocalyptic. And it was different. You know what I mean? There were similarities, but there's a difference here, and I thought it was great. Like I said, having the opportunity to speak to William Harms last night, I'm excited to see what's going to be coming up with this one. We'll keep an eye out on this one for issue number 1. How is it going to do on the aftermarket moving forward? We shall see. There you go. Somebody in the chat said it felt kind of like supernatural, right?
Very much so.
So yeah, that's it. That's exactly it. So I enjoyed it as a first read, and clearly people are now trying to scoop up some copies because, guys, at number 1 we've got White Sky, number 1, top raw sale, $55 for a near mint. Top graded sale, $180 for a 9.87 day trend of 440%. That was the top 10 list, guys. I think that's pretty much it, right? We don't have anything else to do on the show. We can go now. Like, no.
Lando's in his villain era.
Yeah, we're done. I got to find the question though. Slay, drop the question again.
Find the question again, please. We don't want to lose it.
I saw it. It was.
I spent days looking for Slay on.
All right, here it is. Slay wants to know, and I'm assuming Slay. Correct me if I'm wrong. And you're probably saying absolute here. Which comic would have more longevity, in our opinion? Absolute Batman or Dork number 1? Absolute Batman number 1 or Dork number 1? I think he's saying absolute.
Who wants to go first?
You guys take it away. I'll go. I'll go.
Travis, you go first since you read it.
Okay. All right. So here's what I'll say. For me, if and this is just opinion here, if you're trying to say longevity on what's going to hold value, this is a tough question, but the way things have trended for the Absolute universe, the way things have gone, I would, and I'm not the most aggressive speculator here, I would always lean on the tried and true title, or the property in Batman. Batman is Batman, and Batman will always be Batman. So I think that even though Absolute Batman may not hold this crazy value for years and years and years, it's always going to, in my opinion, probably hold some value. At least I would think. But that's a tough question, and it's a tough. We really have to see. In my opinion, I would have to see how much Dork continues to hold. We've had what, almost 2 years now of Absolute Batman, where we've only had like 2 or 3 weeks of Dork here to see. Yeah. You know, we know where Batman is. Like, we know where that one's going to be for a while. It's not going to change very much, more than likely, for a little bit. In my opinion, I think it's a pretty stable book at this time. It's probably going to fall off eventually, but I think today it's pretty stable. But I think that I would need to see more from Dork, even though I love the book and I think Brett Bean's fantastic, and it's an easy buy. It's just an easy buy. It's a fun story. It's great. But I would just, my opinion, I would have to see more from Dork in order for me to go as far as to say, like, hey, Absolute Batman. I would take Dork over Absolute Batman in that scenario.
Yeah. So my take on it is, I'm gonna say something a little different than that. I think it is high risk, greater reward.
Yeah.
Right? When it comes to Dork. Long term, if I'm gonna do a comparison, I have to compare it to Ultimate Spider-Man from the 2000s, because that's the closest thing to what we have to Absolute Batman. So with that said, the price of Absolute Batman will drop. So long term, it's gonna always be hot. People are gonna always want to grab it. However, there's thousands of books already graded at 9.8. There's over 300,000 copies in the set. 300,000 copies already printed. We also have the fact that it's Batman. It's DC's most popular character. Yes, Superman is there, but Batman's the most popular. So let's call it what it is, right? So you have that going for it. Dork, just as Travis says, if the story lives on and it catches that following that people want to have with it, and it has, it just has this fan base, and then we have properties and option news and things like that, then Dork has that potential. So Dork has that potential, and at the end of the day, which one will have more value as far as dollar amount goes? If Dork continues in the trend that it's going to have, it will cost more than Absolute Batman.
Yep.
Regardless.
Yep.
But Absolute Batman is still Batman. And that's
Yep.
how you have to look at it from there. And look, we got even Swaggle in the house. So
Yeah.
we got a lot of people just hanging out with us,
Yeah.
and we did the top 10. So it's
Yeah, I'll say, yeah, that's and I think that's the big key there, right? I mean, you're talking about print run and performance, right? So
Yeah.
if Dork continues to perform, the low print run is going to make that a more valuable book long term. I'm not, like I said, I'm not myself an aggressive speculator, so I'm always going to take the more stable book. You know what I mean? I'm going to take the book that's a little less volatile. If I'm looking to flip something, but I don't flip anything. I never sell. That's my problem, guys.
I mean, it's not entirely a problem. I prefer to hold my books as well, but there's a few things I want to point out just before we wrap it up. I find it's very interesting to see that we're even at this level of having this discussion of Batman versus Dork, right?
Yeah.
Like this is
So cool.
the Shield wins.
It goes to show you just how much of an impact the book actually had within the hobby, you know, among collectors, and the aftermarket was seeing tons of numbers. But one thing I will say is that Absolute Batman held its spot in the top 10 for months, where we're already not seeing Dork in the top 10, and sales have come down in price already. Now, does it have potential down the line, let's say for an animated or a video game or whatever it may be? Absolutely. I mean, hey, sky's the limit, man. Creativity never ends, guys. But when it comes to the two, if I have to pick, and I'll be honest with you, I'm going to lean towards Absolute Batman. And I'll explain why. Although Absolute Batman #1 is not the first appearance of Absolute Batman, we all know now it's DC All In. And it's something we've said millions of times. But I'm looking at right now what is happening with collectors, what is happening within the hobby. We said it, I believe it was yesterday over on my show, how we're looking at collectors now that are entering the game. And when it comes to Batman, Absolute Batman was a great jumping on point for new readers, right? And I'm going on social media. I'm seeing on Instagram, on TikTok, on X, on all of these platforms. You're seeing a lot of youngsters now entering the game and super excited to enter their shops to pick up the latest issue of Absolute Batman. So the Batmans that we grew up with, whether it be Adam West, as I said, whether it be George Clooney, because yes, he was Batman, sadly, but you know, the Batmans that
Twice.
the Batman that we grew up with, now obviously this is a new generation. It kind of feels like it's young blood now that is coming into the game, and this is going to be their Batman, and this is going to be their Wonder Woman, and so forth. And I have to give my, you know, hat off to DC for doing what they did with the Absolute Universe. Now we have DC All In, where we're going to kick off DC Next Level as well. I don't know if you guys saw that trailer, but Dork, I am not saying anything negative towards that light. Dork is amazing in its own level, as I said, even at FOC, at New Comic Book Day. Not because I'm pumping it. Nobody at Image is cutting me a check, but it gave me
Or
instant,
DC.
yeah, it gave me instant vibes of Kanto, and that was something I said over back when it was crossing FOC, and I said, you know what, it kind of reminds me of that. Seems like it's going to be a lot more fun. Lo and behold, when the issue dropped, it was nothing but a good time, especially the interactions between the character and his shield, all of the stuff that happens, the chaos within the issue. It was just great. As a read, it has me very interested, but I do think Absolute Batman probably is going to hold way longer. And we look at titles from Batman years prior, you know what I mean? From the other universes or miniseries or
White
whatever it is.
Knight, Gotham a Gaslight, all the Elseworlds books. So you really look at it from that perspective, all the Elseworlds book.
Yeah.
You know, but you know what? We talk about Dark, we talk about Absolute Batman. You know the book that's gonna hold. Everybody knows what no, it's the book that's gonna be the big book that everybody cares about, right? It's the Florida Hippopotamus Cocaine Massacre. That is the book that is going to take our kids to college. That is the book that's going to buy my new house. all that good stuff.
No, I don't
And
think that's the case.
well, it's gonna definitely be the cocaine, but that's a different story. And for a different
If you're in Florida, I could totally see that happening. But yeah,
But
guys.
I love but in all fairness, I love that we're getting this. My personal opinion is I love that books that people are reading are making the list rather than a cool cover and things like that, which is all fine and dandy, but it's stories that stick. Stories are the ones that are gonna have the momentum in time, and that's the thing that's the best part about it all. You could have it's so cool that we could have a book like Dork, Absolute Batman, Florida Cocaine Massacre, and White Sky all be in the discussion in the same show.
Yeah.
I love that. And I
Ab-
think that's awesome.
Absolutely. But Izzy, just to touch on it very quickly, again, we're gonna wrap up the show. But yeah, you look at all the things that are happening within the hobby, and one thing that stands out is there was a point in time where top 10 lists were dominated by MCU news. We're getting a new character. I remember doing shows back in the day with other people who are no longer part of YouTube, and the discussions were always that, oh my god, we're getting Riri Williams, we're getting this character, we're getting that, and the books would spike. They would hit numbers that were just out of this world. That is not what we're getting anymore. Now what we're seeing every single week on the top 10, I want you guys to acknowledge that the top 10 list was heavily all new comic book day releases from like the last week, and that is not because we're or anyone else is pumping books. It's just this is the data that's being recorded based off of the sales that are happening on the aftermarket, and it is all purchased not by me, that is for sure, but you guys, right?
No,
The
it's that
collective.
guy up here, Travis. He's the
Yeah,
one that
if
buys
we
all
were
these
pumping
books.
books, when we had been pumping Absolute for a year and a half, we would have probably switched it up at some point.
Sooner or
Exactly.
later, right?
Exactly. And just want to put it out there, guys. We hop on as fans just as much as you guys are fans of the hobby. And so that being said, it is nothing but always a great time to kick it with all of you. We hope you guys had an amazing time. Let us know if you're catching the replay. Comment below what you guys thought of tonight's list. Of course, the big question at the end of the show, I hope it was worth your $5 wait for 1 week. So I appreciate you guys asking that question and the super chats tonight. Show some love. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. We will catch you again tomorrow night for the new comic book day show.
Spider Boy! Spider Boy!
It's great.
Spider
Oh my god.
We're ending on Spider Boy. See you guys tomorrow. Adios.
Bye.